because of all of this. I want to put this up. You see there from the New York Times that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said Eric Adams should resign as mayor of New York City for the good of the city, because she becomes the most prominent Democrat to push for his ouster amid federal corruption investigations involving his administration. So, AOC says this: I do not see how Mayor Adams can continue governing New York City. The flood of resignations and vacancies are threatening government function. Nonstop investigations will make it impossible to recruit and retain a qualified administration. That's just part of her statement there on social media. Linda Schmidt has the new statement. Mayor Eric Adams firing back at AOC here. We have it. Let's take that live here. Let's take that full. This is how Mayor Adams is responding to this, saying for anyone who self-righteously claims people charged with serious crimes should not be in jail, to now say that the second black mayor of New York should resign because of rumors and innuendo without even a single charge being filed is the height of hypocrisy. I am leading this city to protect it from exactly that kind of phony politics. The people of this city elected me to fight for them, and I will stay and fight no matter what. Okay, we are getting some breaking news in right now. This is quite something. Okay, this is coming to us from the New York Times, and this is quite stunning. I had just said in this entire story that we have been covering that no indictments, no charges had yet been filed in all of this scandal going on in New York City, in the mayor's office, City Hall, the NYPD, the New York City Public Schools. The New York Times has it right now that Mayor Eric Adams of New York City was indicted following a federal corruption investigation. That's according to people briefed on the case here. This is breaking right now. This is quite stunning here. We just read out that statement from the mayor firing back at AOC. AOC becoming the first New York member of Congress to call on Adams to resign. There are, though, in Albany.
Pause. How y'all feeling today? How y'all doing today? Drop a smiley face. Drop a comment in the chat. I hope everyone is doing well today, on their way to work and or already at work, or on your pursuit, or maybe to the gym, or anything proactive, or conquering your goal, right? Or building whatever you need to build in this world. Now I'm giving you a quick update. This is about Eric Adams, New York mayor. He has now been indicted or has allegations against him. This is the second investigation this year. Now, we all know what's going on in New York. The migrant crisis is going out of hand. They're getting millions, billions of dollars in funding, and we don't know where the money is going. Now, people are saying the money is going directly to the migrants, but how much money is going to the migrants? And how much money is being spent on the city and or to rebuild the city, or to make sure that there's no civil war amongst the blacks and the migrants? Because you're taking from one, giving to the other, incentivizing the other, and then using the blacks to pay the taxes on those things. And at the end of the day, they have to deal with the day-to-day crime or day-to-day Venezuelan gangs or anything along that nature. So to me, New York is not. It's a sanctuary state. Is not really a place to be. So I begin to think, New York, and Eric Adams also gave Diddy, the Riddler, the keys to the city as well. So Diddy just got indicted, right? On all allegations, right? Does this have something to do with it? Does this have something to do with it? Because if so, I don't believe in coincidence. And the question would then be, where is Steve Harvey? Because I begin to think, right? Y'all remember Diddy dated his daughter. And if you knew what type of guy P. Diddy was, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, as a man, would you allow your daughter to date him? Unless your daughter would wanted to do it willingly, which I think most people, after you hit a certain status, you have a Billy Young, you have connections, you have connects, they will probably do whatever without you forcing anything. It's as if they're doing it willingly. And to me, this is how I see Diddy getting off on all this case, because I'm sure his lawyer is going to prove that these people was doing it willingly. And Cassie used to be the manager and calling people to come and escorts and this, that, the third. So, I'm just trying to make sure these things aren't connected, or if so, is connected, and how. How? Also, I wanted to give you guys a fact. Did y'all know that Sean Combs' father, right, was a business partner with Frank Lucas? It was his right-hand man. And we all know Frank Lucas ended up cooperating with the police. If y'all seen Denzel Washington played the movie. Denzel Washington played the movie American Gangster. That was Frank Lucas, right? The right-hand man was Diddy's father. Whew. So I'm like, everything is too much connected, and or something just ain't right. Now the governor of New York is telling Eric Adams it's time for you to resign and step down. Now Eric Adams is saying, why would I resign and step down if I'm innocent until proven guilty? So he does have a point there. And once again, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But it's a lot of corruption going on in New York, and the people of New York are speaking up about it. But let's continue.
Several state lawmakers who have already done just that, calling on Adams to resign. AOC becomes the first U.S. House member from the New York delegation to do just that. Now, Mayor Eric Adams of New York City has been indicted following a federal corruption investigation. Remember, he first came to power as mayor back in 2021 after winning that election there. And so we don't know what that indictment says. This is just from the New York Times. We're going to wait to see if other outlets confirm it, like the Associated Press. We're waiting on sources here at Fox as well.
That's a quick update. Now, I also wanted to read an article, right? I also wanted to read an article, and this is how the article goes. Let me know if you guys can see the screen. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Let's make this screen bigger. Can you see the screen? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. I just want to make sure. And can you hear my audio correctly? I always have to do that because sometimes I record it and I'm like, my God. So can you guys hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 2 in the chat if you can see the screen. Put a 3 in the chat if the screen needs to be larger. Okay, can y'all see it? This is as large as it gets. Can y'all see the screen? All right. Let me see. I want to make sure that. Okay. All right, let's read. This one right here, let's read the screen. Let's read. Let's start at the top. Now it states that, and this is coming from Independent, right? The Independent. New York Mayor Eric Adams indicted. Everything you need to know about the FBI probe, right? New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on at least one criminal charge by a federal prosecutor, making him the first mayor of the city to be charged in office, according to the reports. Something is happening. Adams is under federal investigation over campaign fundraising violations and foreign influences, according to the New York Times, which first reported the indictment on Wednesday night. Okay. The court indictment is due to be unsealed later this morning when Adams could appear in court. The Democrat, a retired police captain who grew up in Brooklyn and Queens, is now fighting for his political career with several prominent politicians already calling for him to resign, including Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Adams was elected as New York City's 110th mayor in 2021 and took office in 2022. He was due to run again in the next year's mayoral race for his second term. What are the allegations? Let's get into it. What are the allegations? Let's get into it. The exact allegations are unknown. Okay, but it is, so everything is allegedly. Okay, but it is understood that they center on whether Adams and his campaigns conspired with the Turkish government over illegal foreign donations, according to the Times. Y'all remember the same thing? This is what happened to Trayon White, DC. He was allegedly, hypothetically, he took bribe money and he got caught, and it was an FBI sting, and it wasn't for the city. Well, he was using it for the city for like gun crimes and stuff like that, how to suppress that and stuff. And he also donated some money from the city to Chicago, which to me, that was just funny business. But this may be the same allegation, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, right? So let's continue. Adams is likely to be charged with acting as an unregistered foreign agent for taking actions in his official capacity after receiving donations from foreign sources, the city reported. In addition, the investigation is looking into allegations around whether Adams pressured officials of the New York Fire Department to greenlight a new high-rise building for the Turkish consulate in Manhattan despite safety concerns. Oh, okay, I see. It is not clear if Adams will surrender voluntarily or if he will be arrested. Okay. Federal agencies mayors electronic devices. Also, not only that, they're kind of investigating everyone around them. Let me repeat. They are investigating every and everything around them. So be very careful. Be very careful. Let's continue. All right. The New York City mayor has been vocal about his. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Federal agencies mayors electronic devices. In November 2023, federal agencies Adams electronic devices as part of an ongoing probe into allegations of corruption related to campaign finance wrongdoings. When they get the money, I guess they don't know how to allocate the money, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. And my thing is this, right? Why? This is just food for thought. Why does all government workers, or let's just say politicians, right? When they come into office, they dead broke. When they leave, they're always a millionaire. I'm just saying. The New York City mayor has been vocal about his long-standing relationships with Turkey and the Turkish American community of New York. He previously boasted that he's made at least 6 trips to Turkey. I wonder why. He getting them turkey. He picking up them turkey bags, huh? Allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. Reports circulated that Adams received campaign donations from employees of the Brooklyn based construction company owned by the Turkish American businessman. Now, this is allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. Adams denied any wrongdoing. A statement to the Independent, Adams denied that he had done anything wrong. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but we all know how this world works. I always knew that if I stood my ground for New Yorkers, that I would be a target, and a target I became. Well said. If I am charged, I am innocent, and I will fight this with every ounce of strength and spirit. He said. Well said. Adams then released a video statement again proclaiming his innocence. My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes, said Adams in the video. If so, these charges will be entirely false based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target, and a target I became. This man is well said, well spoken. He added, I can also understand how everyday New Yorkers would be concerned that I could not do my job while I face accusations. But I have been facing these lies for months, and since I began to speak out for all of you, and their investigation started. Now, we all know who this is. This is Cortez, right? That is Cortez right there. That's the actual governor of New York. Representation, Cortez called for Adams to resign soon after the news broke on Wednesday night. Why is she in so a rush for him to resign? But I know when people step down, you got to watch out. After they get the money and everything, and then they end up stepping down, please watch out. Allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, they already got the bag. In Eric Adams' case, it's the turkey bag. Can we talk about it? I do not see how Mayor Adams can continue governing New York City, she wrote on X. The flood of resignations and vacancy are threatening government function. Nonstop investigation will make it impossible to recruit and retain a qualified administration. For the good of the city, he should resign. I understand her point of view, but I mean, if he's innocent to proven guilty, should he? Chat, what's y'all thoughts on it? Should he resign? Shouldn't he resign? Is he connected to Diddy or not? Because I don't believe in coincidences. Others have echoed her calls, including State Senator John Liu. ABC 7 NY reports the people of New York City, however, need a mayor who is able to devote full time and full energy to putting the city on the right track, including recruitment, retention of top leadership for the city, he said, which he can be compromised. But was this a play to get him out of office? That could be another thing, too. Mary Adams is simply unable to do that for the foreseeable future, and therefore, for the good of all New Yorkers, must resign immediately. Liu said. NYC Council member Shakur Kristen said, New Yorkers deserve better. Mayor Adams have always proven himself unfit and unable to lead the city hall. Christian said he will absolutely be unable to lead from inside a courtroom. He must resign. Well, they have their point of views. I can't say that they don't. They have their point of views. But at the same time, is he innocent or is he guilty? Let me know in the chat. What do y'all believe? Did he use the money to actually do the right things and allocate the right things for the migrants? Or did he support the illegal migrants and stuffed his pocket or took money from the Turkish consul to build, of course, construction, write-off, big business, big money. This is all allegations, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. Let me play another video. Let me round up another video for y'all about this, just to get it from another news source. I like to do different news source, I think that's what really make sense. So let's do it from another news source. Let's do it from another news source. It's uploading right now. So let's get the party started. Let me know if you can see it on the screen. Let me know if you can see it on the screen. Right about now. Right about now. Right about now. Can y'all see it on the screen? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see it on the screen. Okay. Let me make this screen. Okay, let's do it real quick. Let's make this screen a little bigger. I had a feed, but I already showed you guys that video. Let me show you guys this one. It's a better look. We're getting it from a different news source, of course. Getting it from a different source, of course. Eric Adam. Indict at charge. Listen to charge. Okay. Let me know if y'all can see the screen. It's coming up in a few. All right. Let's get it. Let's get it. Make the screen larger, of course.
On federal criminal charges, and Eamon Javers has more on that story right now. Good morning, Eamon.
Good morning, Becky. We don't have all the details because these charges remain sealed. They are federal charges. The mayor is expected to face them as soon as today. What we do know is that Mayor Adams is striking a defiant tone, releasing this statement last night. Take a look.
I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit. If I'm charged, I know I am innocent. I will request an immediate trials so the New Yorkers can hear the truth.
Well said.
Now, what we don't know is the charges themselves. What we do know is that there's some controversy about whether Adams should stay in office. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez yesterday releasing this statement before the news of the indictment, saying, "I do not see how Mayor Adams can continue governing New York City. The flood of resignations and vacancies are threatening gov function. Nonstop investigations will make it impossible to recruit and retain a qualified administration for the good of the city. He should resign." Shortly after that statement went out from the Congresswoman, Mayor Adams' office put out a statement defying that, saying, in effect, "No thanks, AOC. We're not going to resign." That all was before the indictment now. This is the first time a sitting mayor of New York City has faced federal charges, and this investigation is sprawling, guys. We don't know exactly what the charges will be today, but we do also know that this investigation has been going on since at least last year, when the mayor faced federal agents stopping his motorcade, moving his security detail aside, climbing into the motorcade and seizing his phones and devices. That was a clear sign that the mayor was a target of a significant federal investigation. One of the tendrils of this appears to be his relationship or lack thereof with foreign officials, including from Turkey, and whether or not the mayor accepted a stream of things of value in exchange for official action on behalf of Turkey. But there's been a wave, as you guys know, in New York City, of New York officials being investigated, having their phones seized, and some of them resigning now in the wake of this investigation. So we'll see who all is implicated and what the exact exact charges are. That could come as soon as later today, guys. Back over to you.
Eamon, you mentioned the mayor saying that he's going to fight this. I've heard some say it's up to him. I've heard others say that the governor, Kathy Hochul, would have the ability to remove him from office if she thinks it is becoming unmanageable for the city.
Yeah, I mean, that depends on New York state law, and I have to check exactly what's allowable in the state on that. But this is a problem for Democrats, right? I mean, Eric Adams, obviously a prominent Democrat. He's been at odds with his party a little bit, particularly over immigration in the city of New York. He's blamed a broken federal immigration system for some of the problems that New York has had with the overloading of their system. And now you see AOC calling for his resignation. Adams issuing a statement here, that is reminiscent of some of the statements that Donald Trump has issued in the wake of his charges and conviction. And you can see where Democrats don't want to have this hanging over their shoulders going into an election year where they're now forced to simultaneously somehow defend Adams from an FBI investigation and federal charges.
New York's
while
one of a kind.
denouncing on
It's
campaign trail
Gotham.
Donald Trump. That's not a position Democrats would want to be in.
If this was Dayton, Ohio, it's like the mayor gets, indicted in Dayton, Ohio. What
I was thinking
what about
Youngstown.
LA? Yeah.
But I was thinking
about LA?
Chicago.
What about Chicago?
Chicago, LA.
Yeah.
What are the good examples here to think about that might be comparable?
It is a national story, I think, but it's, like the only one from a city that would be a national story, I think. Eamon?
Yeah, I mean, some of the big cities, would be national, but New York, because it is so big, because this is international, because there are federal officials now calling for his resignation, you've got this bizarre situation with the Turkish government's relationship with Adams. You've got Adams defiant now, saying he won't resign, he won't give in, he's going to fight these charges. All of that. It makes it fascinating from a journalistic perspective, but it's important for the city of New York. It's important for the Democratic Party to see how they're going to sort their way through this. And it's important for people in the city who want their government to function.
If you were a conspiracy theorist, he did not toe the line on open borders. And
I'm
you just,
not. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you're not, but you said it. And,
Yeah.
he definitely.
Well, leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you really think about this one. Are they nitpicking, or are they trying to get Eric Adams out of there? Rightfully so or wrongfully so? Are they putting any type of allegations on him? Is he a law-abiding citizen, right? He was a police officer at first. He did his, he went up the ranks. But as far as like managing New York, I thought it was totally mismanaged. And just based on what the people are saying, right? The people are saying it is totally mismanaged. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about this one. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And remember, positivity over negativity always. Boom.